What is happening, Tarnished Tales fam? Get ready to buckle up because the news cycle is moving at warp speed, and we've got the absolute hottest, most mind-blowing updates that you cannot afford to miss. We're diving deep into the stories that are making waves, so get comfortable, because you're about to get the rundown on everything that matters. Let's go. From digital worlds that are, well, let's just say evolving in unexpected ways, to epic sagas preparing for a grand return, and even some surprising collaborations shaking up the esports scene. This is the intel you need to stay ahead of the game. First up, remember that ambitious NFT game from Ubisoft? Well, buckle up, because it's undergone a radical transformation, shedding its blockchain skin for a free-to-play gacha model, and the player count is, well, let's just say it's a very exclusive club right now. We've got the full scoop on what went down and where it stands today. Then, we're shifting gears to explore if a legendary franchise might just be Ubisoft's ticket to redemption with a brand new installment that's looking to reignite a beloved series. Plus, we're catching a glimpse of a galaxy far, far away with early reports on a highly anticipated title's performance on a new console, and we'll wrap it all up with a massive esports announcement that's bringing competitive gaming to a major pop culture event. You won't want to miss a second of this. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Ubisoft's NFT gamble, a Grimoria Chronicle. Remember when Ubisoft was all in on the NFT craze? Back in 2021, the gaming giant plunged headfirst into the world of blockchain, aiming to revolutionize digital ownership in gaming. By late 2024, their ambitious foray culminated in the release of Tactics Grimoria Chronicles, their flagship NFT title. However, the timing couldn't have been worse. By the time Grimoria Chronicles officially launched, the NFT bubble had significantly deflated, and the market had cooled considerably. Ubisoft, perhaps sensing the shift, opted for a decidedly muted release, with very little fanfare accompanying its debut. Fast forward to August 2025, and the situation for Grimoria Chronicles appears dire. It seems Ubisoft has largely pivoted its attention to a new title within the Champions Tactics universe, titled Champions Tactics Reforged. Unfortunately, this new iteration isn't exactly setting the world on fire either. Grimoria Chronicles, despite its initial promise and the inclusion of in-game items reportedly valued at over $60,000 at launch, has been effectively abandoned. The game's official website still displays roadmap elements from earlier this year as locked, with no future plans extending beyond 2025. While a small number of NFTs, ranging from $4.35 to $1,500, remain listed on its marketplace, there's been minimal activity, signaling a quiet end to Ubisoft's first major NFT gaming experiment. Adding a twist to the tale, Grimoria Chronicles itself seems to have undergone a significant transformation. Reports indicate that the game has been re-released as a free-to-play title, adopting a gacha-style monetization model. This pivot, however, has not brought about a surge in player numbers. Current estimates suggest that fewer than 10 players are actively engaging with the game. This dramatic shift from a high-value NFT focus to a free-to-play gacha system, coupled with such a minuscule player base, paints a stark picture of the challenges and perhaps missteps in Ubisoft's initial blockchain gaming venture. The transition highlights the volatile nature of emerging technologies in gaming and the difficulty in capturing and retaining an audience, especially when market trends shift rapidly. The gaming community has been quick to react, with many expressing a mixture of amusement and disappointment. Discussions online often center on the steep learning curve and the perceived misjudgment of the market by major publishers. Analysts point to this as a cautionary tale for the industry, emphasizing the need for sustainable game design and player engagement strategies over chasing fleeting technological trends. The stark contrast between the initial high-stakes NFT approach and the current free-to-play reality with a handful of players serves as a powerful case study in the unpredictable landscape of digital asset integration in video games. But is this the end of the road for Ubisoft's ambitious ventures, or just a bumpy start? Get ready, because we're about to explore if a legendary franchise could be the key to their redemption, and what that means for strategy game fans everywhere. Heroes of Might and Magic, Olden Era, a strategy comeback. For those who prefer swordplay and exploration over spreadsheets and complex economic simulations, the strategy genre can sometimes feel like a daunting, math-heavy landscape. However, the upcoming Heroes of Might and Magic, Olden Era, the first new entry in the iconic series in over a decade, promises to bridge that gap with its vibrant, cartoonish art style and deep customization options. This title might just be the redemption arc that both the beloved franchise and Ubisoft have been waiting for. At Gamescom 2025, game designer Dmitry Tripolsky offered a glimpse into Olden Era's world, showcasing its 6 distinct factions. Alongside familiar factions like the nature-centric Sylvan, the insectoid hive, the undead-themed necropolis, and the classic human-led temple, new factions are making their debut. The Schism, inspired by a blend of science fiction and Lovecraftian lore, stands out with its ice magic mastery and eerie rituals, centered around a citadel built within a giant icicle formed from the skull of an ancient, tentacled horror. This faction alone signals a bold new direction for the series, promising a unique flavor for players. Players will step into the role of faction leaders, such as Devere, a Minotaur-inspired overlord from the Dungeon faction, who specializes in troop buffs and extra turns. The turn-based combat, a hallmark of the series, is brought to life with fluid character animations. Units like Dancers and Troglodytes boast unique attack variations, from stylish bug-crushing flourishes to poisonous goo or even lava-encrusted projectiles, allowing for refined strategic play. The AI is also reportedly more robust, making smarter decisions and providing a genuine challenge, a welcome improvement over previous entries. The game's world map is a visual treat, with each faction boasting a unique aesthetic. The Sylvan faction inhabits lush, autumnal landscapes, while the Dungeon faction features sprawling green hills reminiscent of classic fantasy worlds. The Fog of War is stylized like aged parchment with rolling, scribbled clouds, offering an artistic touch that can be further customized with celestial or nighttime themes. The strategic layer is enhanced by a beautifully animated star map where players unlock new spells, each tied to different magical pathways like Arcane, Daylight, Nightshade, and Primal. These spells, while sometimes randomly assigned, can be purchased with in-game currency, adding another layer of strategic depth. Ubisoft and Unfrozen are also embracing the series' modding legacy. While official modification tools are in development, the game includes robust map building systems, allowing players to create and customize their own battle arenas. For those seeking a faster-paced experience, One Hero mode strips away the base management to focus purely on combat, while the Arena mode, inspired by the popular Hearthstone battlegrounds, offers a streamlined combat experience where players customize heroes and armies before diving into quick matches. The sound design, featuring the return of series composer Paul Anthony Romero and the Heroes Orchestra Ensemble, aims to capture the epic fantasy feel with heroic combat music and shimmering ambient tracks, making the audio experience as immersive as the visuals. Audience reactions have been overwhelmingly positive, with many longtime fans expressing excitement for the series' revival. The blend of classic gameplay with modern visual and gameplay enhancements, alongside the promise of extensive customization and new content, positions Olden Era as a strong contender for the strategy genre's next big hit. The game's focus on both deep strategic gameplay and accessible modes caters to a wide range of players, potentially drawing in newcomers while satisfying veterans. This deep dive into Olden Era shows a game aiming for the stars, but what about those venturing into a galaxy far, far away? We're checking in on the performance of a major Star Wars title on the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2, and the early signs are interesting. Star Wars Outlaws, a rocky landing on Switch 2. As anticipation builds for the release of Star Wars Outlaws, early hands-on impressions from PAX West 2025 are raising some concerns, particularly regarding its performance on the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2. While the game is set to launch imminently, and has reportedly seen significant improvements on other platforms since its initial buggy release. The Switch 2 version appears to be facing some considerable challenges, with reports suggesting it's not up to scratch. Sources at GVG, who were present at PAX West, were not permitted to capture any gameplay footage of Star Wars Outlaws on the Switch 2. This restriction, coupled with the team's subsequent impressions, paints a picture of a port that may be struggling to meet expectations. While the core game suffered from various bugs at its initial launch on other systems, these issues were largely addressed through patches, allowing players to enjoy the vast open-world adventure across the Outer Rim. However, the situation seems different for Nintendo's next-generation console. The game, developed by Ubisoft's Massive Entertainment, promises players the chance to experience the criminal underworld of the Star Wars galaxy as Kay Vess, a burgeoning scoundrel seeking freedom and the means to start a new life. With its ambitious open-world design, featuring iconic planets and a compelling narrative set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, the game is a major release for Ubisoft. The prospect of bringing this expansive experience to a Nintendo console has been a point of excitement for many fans. However, the reports from PAX West suggest that the Switch 2 port might require additional development time. The inability to film footage could indicate that the game was not in a presentable state, or that the developers were keen to avoid showcasing potentially unoptimized gameplay. This situation is particularly noteworthy given the Switch 2's anticipated capabilities, which are expected to offer a significant leap in performance compared to its predecessor. If Star Wars Outlaws is struggling on this new hardware, it raises questions about the optimization process and the technical hurdles involved in bringing such a graphically demanding title to the platform. The gaming community has reacted with a mixture of concern and tempered expectations. Many are eager to play Star Wars Outlaws on the go, a hallmark of Nintendo's hybrid console, but are wary of a compromised experience. Discussions on forums and social media platforms highlight the importance of optimization, especially for ports of large-scale, graphically intensive games. Industry analysts suggest that while the Switch 2 is a powerful piece of hardware, developers still face unique challenges in adapting complex engines and assets to its architecture. The success of such ports often hinges on dedicated optimization efforts, and these early impressions suggest that Star Wars Outlaws might be a case where more time is needed. So, while the galaxy far, far away might have some performance hiccups on the horizon for Switch players, there's another major battle brewing in the world of competitive gaming. We're talking about a massive collaboration that's bringing esports action to one of the biggest fan conventions around. Rainbow Rampage Tournament hits MCM London Comic Con with Ubisoft collaboration. Get ready for an electrifying esports showdown as MCM London Comic Con announces its first major tournament for 2025, the Rainbow Rampage Tournament. In a thrilling collaboration with gaming giant Ubisoft, this Rainbow Six Siege competition is set to ignite the convention, bringing some of Europe's top esports talent to the stage at the XCL London on Friday, October 24th. This event marks a significant integration of competitive gaming into the pop culture celebration that is MCM London Comic Con. The Rainbow Rampage Tournament is structured to provide multiple avenues for teams to qualify. It kicks off with 3 days of online qualifiers on September 25th and 26th. The top 8 teams from these initial rounds will advance to the online playoffs on October 2nd. From there, the top 4 teams will earn their coveted spots at the live finals held at MCM London Comic Con, securing not only a chance to compete for a substantial £7 and 5p prize pool, but also complimentary tickets for the Friday of the event. The online playoffs will be broadcast live on Twitch, TV/Rainbow6NEU, and various community streams, ensuring fans can follow the action leading up to the main event. The live tournament at MCM London Comic Con will feature these 4 qualified online teams, joined by 6 additional teams competing on-site on Friday, October 24th. The semifinals and finals will be streamed live on Twitch, TV/Rainbow6NEU, allowing a global audience to witness the culmination of the competition. As part of the T2 AU circuit, participants in the Rainbow Rampage tournament also have the opportunity to earn valuable circuit points, further incentivizing top-tier play and professional development within the European Rainbow Six Siege scene. This partnership between MCM London Comic Con, hosted by EGX, and Ubisoft highlights the growing synergy between esports and mainstream fan conventions. MCM London Comic Con, Europe's largest fan convention, attracts tens of thousands of attendees annually, offering a diverse range of attractions from celebrity panels and exclusive premieres to cosplay and comic book workshops. The inclusion of a major esports tournament like Rainbow Rampage, featuring a popular title like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, is expected to draw significant attention and provide a dynamic new element to the convention experience. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege itself is celebrating its 10th anniversary in 2025 with Siege X, promising the game's biggest evolution yet, including new game modes and visual improvements. This milestone adds further relevance to the Rainbow Rampage tournament, showcasing the enduring popularity and competitive depth of the game. Ubisoft, a company known for its vast portfolio of popular game franchises, continues to invest in the esports ecosystem, recognizing its importance in player engagement and brand visibility. Industry observers and fans alike have expressed enthusiasm for this collaboration. The fusion of a massive pop culture event with a high-stakes esports competition offers a unique entertainment experience, appealing to both dedicated gamers and the broader convention-going audience. The event is poised to be a major draw, underscoring the increasing prominence of esports within the entertainment landscape. And that brings us to the end of another packed news update. We've covered the wild transformations in the gaming world, the potential comebacks for legendary series, and the exciting intersections of esports and pop culture. And that's a wrap on another electrifying episode of Tarnished Tales. We saw Ubisoft's NFT gamble transform into a free-to-play ghost town, explored the potential redemption arc for Heroes of Might and Magic, checked the performance of Star Wars Outlaws on the Switch 2, and witnessed the massive Rainbow Six Siege tournament hitting MCM London Comic Con. Don't miss out on any future updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to Tarnished Tales, ring the notification bell, drop a comment telling us what you think, and follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content. See you next time.